All right, so today let's dive into something pretty dreamy. Beachfront properties in Phuket. We're talking waking up
Oh, yeah.
with the sun rising over the Andaman Sea, stepping out onto your balcony with a
Wow.
cup of coffee, feeling that warm ocean breeze.
Phuket's allure, it goes way beyond just pretty beaches, though. It's become a real hotspot for property buyers. And for good reason.
Yeah, we've got a whole stack of articles here, details on specific properties, market trends, even some insider tips for buying. So think of this deep dive as your shortcut to understanding what owning a piece of Phuket paradise could
We're-
actually look like.
Yeah, we'll break down the different areas, the
Yeah.
kind of lifestyle each one offers, and really what you need to know about the market itself.
Okay, so our sources highlight 5 key areas: Cape Yamu,
Mm-hmm.
Patong Beach, Keita and Karon beaches,
Yeah.
Bangtao Beach, and Natai Beach. To kick things off, Cape Yamu seems like it's straight out of a luxury travel magazine. Villas designed by Philippe Starck, Jean-Michel Gathy. I mean, come.
What's interesting about Cape Yamu is it's not just about flashy names. The peninsula itself is heavily guarded. With security checkpoints controlling access, it creates a sense of exclusivity that's very attractive to a certain type of buyer.
So it's not just a beautiful place, it's also about status.
Exactly. And that sense of privacy translates into higher property values. You're not just buying a villa, you're buying into a very specific lifestyle.
That makes sense. But the source also mentioned it being family-friendly. How does that square with the whole exclusivity thing?
It's a unique blend. You've got marinas for yachting enthusiasts, calm beaches perfect for kids, and a strong community vibe. So it's high-end living, but also a place where families can put down roots.
Okay, so maybe not your typical spring break crowd then.
Definitely not.
Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we have Patton Beach. This is where things get a little more lively, right?
If Cape Yamu is a private symphony, Patong is a 247-street festival. We're talking bustling markets, street food vendors, nightclubs, and a constant flow of tourists.
From what I'm reading, it seems like the condo market in Patong is booming.
It is, and that's driven by the high demand for vacation rentals. If you're looking for a property that can generate income, a beachfront condo in Patong could be a smart investment.
But wouldn't all that energy be a bit overwhelming if you're actually living there full time?
It depends on what you're looking for. Some people thrive on that constant buzz. Others might find it a bit much. It's about knowing your own preferences.
All right, so let's say you want something a bit more balanced. The sources also highlighted Keita and Karon beaches. How do those compare to Patong's energy?
Think of Keita and Karon as Patong's relaxed cousins. You still have beautiful beaches,
Mhm.
plenty of restaurants and things to do, but the pace is slower, and the atmosphere is more family-oriented.
They even have mini golf and surf schools.
Mm.
Sounds perfect for families with kids.
Exactly. And you have a range of property options, too. The source mentioned a luxurious 2-bedroom Seaview condo in Karon. That's generating good rental income.
Interesting. So even in a more laid-back area, you can still find properties with good investment potential.
Absolutely. It's all about finding the right niche within the market.
All right, next up we have Bangtao Beach, which sounds like a haven for luxury seekers.
What's interesting about Bangtao is its evolution. It used to be dominated by resorts, but we're now seeing a surge in high-end condo developments.
The source mentioned a new project by the Sala Hospitality Group, known for their stunning contemporary designs.
Right, and because of the concentration of upscale resorts, residents often have access to those amenities: spas, golf courses, fine dining, creating a very luxurious lifestyle.
So it's like resort living, but you actually own a piece of it.
Precisely.
Okay, last but not least, we have Natai Beach. This one seems like a world away from the more developed areas of Phuket.
Natai is all about untouched beauty, long stretches of undeveloped beaches, lush jungle landscapes, and the sense of peace that's becoming increasingly rare in Phuket.
So it's less about luxury resorts and more about connecting with nature.
Exactly. It's a haven for those who enjoy activities like hiking, kayaking, birdwatching, or simply soaking up the sun on a pristine beach without the crowds.
It sounds idyllic, but what about properties? Is there anything available in Natai?
While it's still relatively undeveloped, some stunning properties are popping up. Beachfront bungalows, villas tucked away in the jungle.
Okay, so we've gotten a glimpse of these 5 very distinct beachfront areas. But let's step back for a moment and talk about the bigger picture. Our sources mention significant potential for capital appreciation in Phuket. What's driving that?
It's a combination of factors. The Thai government offers incentives for foreign buyers. There's ongoing infrastructure development, roads, airports. And Thailand has a relatively stable economy, which attracts investors.
And I'm also seeing that there's a growing supply of luxury properties
Yeah.
hitting the market, right?
Right. The source mentions around 450 new luxury residences, mostly condos, coming available. It's definitely a dynamic market that's evolving rapidly.
So before we dive deeper into each area, let's do a quick recap for our listeners. If you're looking for privacy and high-end living, Cape Yamu is your spot.
If you thrive on energy and excitement, Patong Beach is the place to be. For a balance of relaxation and family fun, consider Kata and Karan beaches.
And for those seeking upscale living with all the bells and whistles, Bangtao Beach is calling your name.
And finally, if you're a nature lover yearning for peace and quiet, Natai Beach is your haven.
Now, for anyone seriously considering taking the plunge, our sources have some great tips on navigating the Phuket property market.
One of the most important things is to understand how property ownership works in Thailand. It's different from many other countries, so having expert legal guidance is crucial.
The source also stressed the importance of working with reputable agents. How can someone new to the market find someone they can trust?
Look for agents with experience, a strong track record, and good connections in the area. Don't be afraid to ask for references and do your research. A trustworthy agent can make the entire buying process much smoother.
And it's not just about finding the right agent. It's also about doing your own due diligence on any property you're considering, right?
Absolutely. This includes checking ownership titles, building permits, and having a professional property inspection done. It might seem like a lot of work, but it's essential for protecting your investment.
And finally, let's talk about researching the market itself. What should someone new to Phuket property be looking at?
Understanding price trends is crucial. What are properties in your desired area selling for? What kind of rental yields can you expect? This information will help you make a smart financial decision.
So research due diligence and finding the right professionals to guide you. These are the cornerstones of buying property in Phuket.
Exactly. It's a significant investment, so it's important to approach it with a clear head and a well-informed strategy.
All right, that wraps up part one of our deep dive into Phuket beachfront properties. We've explored the diverse areas, gotten a taste of the market, and touched on some essential tips for navigating the buying process. Welcome back to our Phuket deep dive. We've set the stage with those 5 incredible beachfront areas, and now it's time to really unpack what makes each one special.
Let's start back at Cape Yamu, where exclusivity is the name of the game. You know, those villas aren't just beautiful. They're often architectural masterpieces. Think private infinity pools overlooking the bay, lush gardens designed by landscape artists.
The source even mentioned a villa with a golf simulator. And a private spa. It's definitely next-level luxury. But what about everyday life there? Is it all champagne brunches and gala dinners?
It's certainly a luxurious lifestyle, but there's also a surprising sense of community. Families gather at the Yacht Haven Marina, kids play on the quiet beaches. It's not just about showing off wealth, it's about enjoying a privileged life with like-minded people.
So it's a bit more grounded than you might initially think.
Exactly, there's substance behind the glitz.
All right, let's jump over to the opposite end of the spectrum, Katong Beach. We talked about the energy, the nightlife, but what kind of properties are we actually talking about here?
Condos are king in Patong, and you'll find a huge range, from sleek studios perfect for a weekend getaway to spacious units designed for families. The key is to be close to the action.
The closer to the beach and the nightlife, the higher the rental potential, I imagine.
Exactly. And that's what makes Patong so attractive to investors. There's a constant influx of tourists looking for vacation rentals. So if you manage the property well, you can see a good return.
But for someone who's looking to live in Phuket full-time, maybe Patong isn't the ideal spot.
It really depends on their personality. Imagine someone who loves being in the heart of it all, the energy, the sounds, the crowds. Patong would be their dream. But if someone craves peace and quiet, they'd probably run for the hills.
So know thyself, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about finding that middle ground. Kata and Karan beaches seem to offer a more balanced vibe. What are the key selling points for these areas?
Kata and Karan are all about relaxed, family-friendly living. The beaches are beautiful and safe for swimming. There are water sports restaurant shops. And because they're less densely developed than Patong, there's a more spacious, laid-back feel.
The source mentioned Dino Park Mini Golf, which sounds like a fun spot for kids.
Exactly. And there are plenty of other family-friendly activities. You can take surfing lessons, go snorkeling, explore the local markets. It's a great place to create lasting memories with your loved ones.
And it seems like you can find good properties there, too. We talked about that 2-bedroom sea view condo in Karan with good rental potential.
Right. And you'll find a good mix of villas and condos in Kata and Karon, catering to a range of budgets. It's not just about luxury, it's about finding a comfortable and enjoyable place to call home.
So if you're looking for a place where you can relax, enjoy the beach, and still have plenty to do, Kata and Karan are worth considering.
Absolutely. They're a great option for families, couples, and even retirees who want to enjoy a peaceful and fulfilling lifestyle.
Now let's move on to Bangtao Beach. We talk about the luxury factor, the high-end condos. But what sets Bangtao apart from other upscale areas like Cape Yamu?
Bangtao has a different energy. It's less about secluded exclusivity and more about being part of a vibrant upscale community. Think chic, beach clubs, gourmet restaurants, designer boutiques.
And because of the resorts, there's a constant flow of activity, even in the off-season.
Exactly. And that's appealing to a lot of buyers. They want the luxury, the amenities, but they also want a sense of life and energy.
And you mentioned that Bangtao is attracting a lot of new development. What kind of properties are we seeing?
Luxury condos are definitely dominating the scene. The source mentioned the Sala Hospitality Group, known for their stunning modern designs and attention to detail. These are properties that cater to a very discerning clientele.
So it's a blend of high-end resort living and the convenience of condo ownership.
Precisely. And because of its location.
Yeah.
Close to the airport and other key destinations, Bangtao is very attractive to those who want to be in the heart of it all.
Okay, last but certainly not least, we have Natai Beach. This one seems like it's in a category of its own.
Natai is truly unique. It's a throwback to a simpler, more natural way of life. You won't find towering condominiums or bustling nightlife here. It's all about unspoiled beauty and connecting with nature.
I imagine that's incredibly appealing to those who are tired of the hustle and bustle of city life.
Absolutely. Natai is a place to recharge, reconnect, and rediscover a sense of peace. The beaches are pristine, the jungle is alive with wildlife, and the pace of life is refreshingly slow.
But what about properties? Is there anything available in Natai for those who want more than just a vacation getaway?
While development is still limited, there are some incredible properties popping up. Think charming beachfront bungalows, eco-friendly villas tucked away in the jungle, even some small boutique resorts.
This is not just about roughing it in a tent on the beach.
Definitely not. You can find luxurious and comfortable accommodations in Natai, but the emphasis is always on sustainability and respecting the natural environment.
It sounds like a truly special place.
It is, and it's attracting a very specific type of buyer, those who value privacy, tranquility, and a connection to nature above all else.
Okay, so we've really gotten a feel for the diverse personalities of these 5 areas. Now let's talk about the practicalities of buying a beachfront property in Phuket. Our source had some great tips on navigating the market.
One thing that often surprises foreign buyers is that freehold ownership of land is rare in Thailand. Condominiums are typically the only properties. Foreigners can own outright. For villas and land, there are leasehold options. But it's essential to understand the legal complexities involved.
So having a good lawyer who specializes in Thai property law is crucial.
Absolutely. They can guide you through the process, explain the nuances of leasehold agreements, and ensure your investment is protected.
The source also emphasized the importance of conducting thorough due diligence. On any property you're considering, what does that actually involve?
It goes beyond just viewing the property. You need to check ownership titles, verify building permits, and make sure there are no outstanding liens or encumbrances. A good lawyer will be able to help with this.
And it's also wise to have a professional property inspection done right to make sure there are no hidden issues. That could become expensive problems down the line.
Exactly. A professional inspection can uncover structural problems, electrical issues, plumbing problems, things that might not be obvious to the untrained eye. It's better to be safe than sorry, especially when you're making a significant investment overseas.
Our source also highlighted the importance of researching the market thoroughly. What are some key things someone new to Phuket property should be looking at?
Understanding price trends is crucial. Look at historical data, compare prices in different areas, and get a sense of how the market is performing.
Rental yields are another important factor, especially for those who are considering buying an investment property.
Right. Rental yields will vary, depending on the location, the type of property, and the seasonality of the market. Doing your research will help you set realistic expectations for potential rental income.
So it's not just about finding a beautiful property. It's about making a smart investment that aligns with your financial goals and lifestyle preferences.
Exactly. And remember, buying property overseas is a big decision. Don't rush into anything. Take your time, do your research, and seek expert advice at every step of the way.
Great advice. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's shift gears and talk about something a bit more emotional.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of practical information, but finding the right property, it's also about finding a place that resonates with you on a personal level.
I agree. It's about finding a place where you can truly feel at home.
So beyond the financial and logistical aspects, what advice would you give someone who's trying to choose the right area in Phuket?
I'd say trust your gut. Visit the different areas, walk along the beaches, explore the neighborhoods, and soak up the atmosphere.
What kind of feeling do you get when you're in each area?
Exactly. Does it feel exciting and vibrant, or peaceful and serene? Do you see yourself spending time there, making memories, building a life?
It's about more than just ticking boxes on a checklist. It's about finding a place that speaks to your heart.
I think that's beautifully put.
Okay, so we've delved into the nuances of each location, discussed the practicalities of buying property in Phuket, and explored the emotional side of finding the right place.
In the final part of our deep dive, we'll wrap things up by focusing on some key considerations to help you make the most informed decision for your dream beachfront property.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to our final deep dive into Phuket beachfront properties.
We've covered a lot of ground, from exploring those 5 distinct areas to really getting into the nitty-gritty of the property market.
And we've talked about those gorgeous villas in Cape Yamu, the buzz of Patong, the family vibes of Kata and Karon, the luxury of Bangtao, and the peaceful escape of Natai Beach. It really does feel like Phuket has something for everyone.
It does, but now comes the hard part, making a decision. And to help you navigate that, let's focus on some key considerations our sources highlighted.
One of the biggest, of course, is setting a realistic budget.
Yeah, it's easy to get carried away when you're looking at beachfront properties, especially in a place as beautiful as Phuket. But it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what you can afford.
And remember, it's not just about the purchase price. There are additional costs like
Right.
legal fees, transfer taxes, possibly even renovations or furnishings.
Exactly. And if you're financing the purchase, factor in interest rates and monthly payments. It's about having a comprehensive view of your finances.
Our sources also stress the importance of having a clear vision for the property.
Are you looking for a permanent residence? A vacation home you'll use a few times a year? Or a pure investment property? Your answer will significantly impact the type of property you choose, the location, and even the features you prioritize.
For example, if you're planning to rent out the property, you'll need to consider factors like rental yields, property management fees, and the seasonality of the tourism market.
Right. You'll want to understand the potential income you can generate and how that aligns with your financial goals.
Speaking of aligning goals, we've talked about the importance of working with the right professionals, especially a reputable real estate agent. But with so many agents out there, how do you find one who's truly trustworthy and have your best interests at heart?
Don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions. How long have they been working in the Phuket market? What's their track record like? Do they specialize in a particular type of property or area?
And don't hesitate to ask for references from previous clients. Talking to someone who's already gone through the buying process with that agent can give you valuable insights.
Absolutely. And a good agent will be transparent about their fees and how they work. They'll be responsive to your questions and concerns, and will guide you through each step of the process, from property search to closing.
So it's about finding someone who's not just knowledgeable, but also someone you feel comfortable working with, someone you can trust.
Exactly. Buying property overseas can be a complex process, so having the right people on your side is essential.
Okay, now we've talked a lot about the practicalities, but buying a beachfront property, especially in a place like Phuket, is also an emotional decision. It's about finding a place that resonates with you, a place where you can truly picture yourself living, relaxing, and creating memories.
You're right. It's about finding a place that speaks to your soul.
So beyond the checklist and the financial analysis, what advice would you give someone who's trying to choose the right area in Phuket?
I'd say go beyond the brochures and the websites. Visit the different areas, spend some time there, and really soak up the atmosphere, walk along the beaches, explore the towns, have a meal at a local restaurant.
It's about getting a feel for the energy of the place.
Exactly. Ask yourself, does this feel like home? Can you picture yourself waking up here every morning?
Because ultimately it's about finding a place that brings you joy, a place that enhances your life and allows you to create the kind of lifestyle you've always dreamed of.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we encourage you to keep exploring, to keep dreaming, and to keep that vision of your perfect Phuket beachfront property alive.
Whether it's a secluded villa on the cliffs of Cape Yamu, a vibrant condo in the heart of Patong, a family-friendly haven in Kata or Karon, a chic retreat in Bangtao, or a peaceful escape in Natai, Phuket has a piece of paradise waiting for you.
So do your research, trust your instincts, and take the plunge. Your dream beachfront life in Phuket awaits. That's all for this deep dive into Phuket beachfront properties.
Thanks for joining us.